So apparently another shooting has happened, and this time over 15 people were killed. 14 of them were students, while one of them was a teacher. And the fact that this happened at an elementary school is kind of suspicious, because in there's information out there that the Buffalo shooter in New York thought about shooting in an elementary school, but at the end he decided not to do that because of, I guess, the security, and because he get like a funny feeling thinking about killing toddlers. So yeah. But regardless, the fact that this is happening in general says a lot about where this country is heading towards. Because this has been happening for a long time. A long time. And not only that, but the person involved, the shooter himself, went ahead and shot his grandmother before even showing up to the school. That to me says a lot about the individual. And if that wasn't enough, apparently when he was done, he opted and killed himself, which is pathetic. Pathetic, if you ask me. He was a coward. He did not have the balls to face what he'd done. He'd rather take himself out than handle any prison time whatsoever. Another thing too is that the shooter is 18 years old, and the Buffalo shooter is 19 years old. I also find that kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, this can happen at any ages. You can be 10 and decide to shoot your school up. That's just what it is now. It doesn't take much to pull the trigger. Not anymore. Or maybe it never had that type of thing to begin with. I don't know, but first thing to really consider is that the loss of life in this situation. May everyone who died rest in peace. May the families of the victims who died find the strength to live on and recover, and hopefully they'll be able to they'll be strong enough to stay grounded in this scenario. It's very unfortunate, very unfortunate. And I can only imagine what they're going through. If that was me, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine. But the student's name was Salvador Ramos. And this is what he looks like right here. This is what he looks like. Now, a lot of people are going to point to like mental health, bullying, COVID, a lot of stuff that make no real sense in regards to this type of situation. This is people pointing fingers. But in reality, what he did was something that most likely, um, what he did was most likely something he took inspiration from after seeing all these shootings that be happening around this whole country and uh, the schools. And that's maybe where he got the idea from. And then one day he just decided, you know what? I'm gonna do the exact thing they do, and just started pulling the trigger. Now I'm not even gonna question where he got the gun from, because it's Texas, so that's that should give you a good idea. But I wouldn't say that um in my opinion, he knew what he was doing. In my opinion, he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. And he just did it out of some sick satisfaction. And then afterwards, that fear took over, and that's what made him take his own life. That's a real cowardly shit. In my opinion, people might um, look at the Buffalo shooting and this and kind of like combine the two and see it as a response in a way. Just because the Buffalo one happened so recently, and now you have this. And I feel like a lot of people will try to make connections there. In my opinion, I do see some connections just because of what I know about about the Buffalo shooting up in New York, and from what I've learned. Then again, this could be a whole separate incident. There's always that possibility, and it's not really that unlikely to happen. You know, people just it just happens. Some stuff just happens at some random times. You know, sometimes there's no real reason for anything. It just happens. But the best thing we can do right now is pray for the family and keep our eyes open for more situations like this, because that right there will tell you something deeper that's going on. I mean, it has been going on for what years now, but the funny thing is, in all honesty, when my brother saw this, he looked at me and said, "I hope you don't get shot." That's what he said to me, and he was definitely upset by the situation in a way. Sometimes it's hard to tell with him, but the fact that he said that, and it's the fact that everything is really boiling down to, am I actually gonna be okay walking to a store or going to school or sitting on a train or anything like that, comes to, and am I gonna go home and see my family? Am I gonna be able to make it to work and not find myself in a situation where my life is in danger? That right there, that knowledge, that fear, that's something that still even begin to happen to begin with, but it is happening. And a lot of people are feeling that way right now. Right now. Especially black people. I will always say that. Especially black people. It can happen anywhere, at any point, at any time, to anyone. But black people were especially targeted. And when you have that in mind, you see a lot of parallels when stuff like this happens. I just hope that one day there'll be a time where people won't feel the need to lash out for their own selfish reasons. Because I'm telling you right now, this is not a mental health case. I'm telling you this right now. This has nothing to do with mental health. Nothing to do with mental health. This right here was a cowardly act. It was cowardice. Cowardice, that's what it is. Cowardice and pure, unadulterated hate for everyone. It didn't matter who, it didn't matter what, he was pulling the trigger. This is another act of evil done by somebody so young and has his whole life ahead of him and just chose to fuck it up for little to no reason. That's just me though. But anyways, this is your boy the Story Guy. I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Peace.